Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is the continuation of solving exponential equations, and this is the part 2 of that series. So just before we continue, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done so. Like the video, send your comment, share the link with your friends, and also remember to click on the notification button so that whenever I upload any new video, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you very much for your support. Now let's get started. So over here we have some questions. I'll be working on them and also allowing you to take some few questions. All right, so I will start with the first one. Question A, which is 5 times 2 exponent x is equal 40. So now, whenever you have a question like this, the first step is to eliminate this 5 from here by dividing both sides by 5. So 5 will cancel out 5 from here, and then 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 40 divided by 5 is 8. So now we have 2 exponent x is equal 8. So now since we have the base to be 2 on the left side, we have to also make the base to be equal to a certain number that can give us 8 on the right side. So this will become 2 exponent x is equals to the base to exponent 3. Okay, so 2 to the power of 3 will give you 8. So at this point, you can see that we have the base on the same side. Okay, so automatically our answer is going to be x is equal 3. Final answer. I hope this is clear to you. So I will take okay, so you can use this example to deal with the B part of this question. So all you just have to do, I can see that there's a little difference between the first question and this one. Okay, so let me take question B as well. So we have 6 times 2 exponent x plus 2, and this is equal 24. So whenever you are multiplying an exponent by a whole number, so what you need to do is to divide by that number. So divide by 6 and divide both sides by 6. So 6 is going to cancel out 6 from here, and so now 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. So now we have 2 exponent x plus 2 equal 4. So next is to try to have the same base on both sides. So the base on the left side is 2, so the base on the right will become 2 to the power of 2. So now you can see that we have the same base on both sides. So now we can equate the exponent. So x plus 2 is equals to 2. So at this point, we can subtract 2 from both sides to isolate x. Subtract 2 from both sides. So plus 2 minus 2 will cancel out. So finally, our answer, so 2 minus 2 is 0. So our final answer will be x is equal 0. So this is now the final answer to this question. I hope it makes some sense. All right, so next is question 3 or C, question C. So we have 3 times 1/2 in parentheses exponent x is equal 12. So the first step is to divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So 3 is going to cancel out 3 from here, and 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now we have 1/2 exponent x is equal 4. So 1/2, the denominator is 2, so that is the same thing as 2 to the power of 1. Okay, so we can now write this 2 as a whole number instead of a fraction, as a whole number to the exponent of -1. So this becomes 2 exponent -1 in parentheses. Okay, and then exponent x is equals to 4. All right, so now the base on the left side is 2, and let's try and also make the base on the right side to be 2 to the power of 2. So this will become 2. So -1 times s is going to give us a -x, so we have -x here, equals to having the same base on the right side to the power of 2. You know, this is the same thing as 4. So since we have the same base on both sides, we can just simply equate the exponents. So this will become -x is equals to 2. And so now to eliminate the negative from the x, we divide both sides by -1. Divide both sides by -1. So negative is going to cancel out negative, and 2 divided by -1 is -2. Therefore, the final answer is x is equal -2. I hope this is clear. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we have question D. I will allow you to try this question D. So you can practice with that. And then I will take question E. So that is 54 is equal, 54 times 3 to the exponent of x plus 2 equal 2. So like I told you, the first thing to do is to divide both sides by 54. Divide both sides by 54. So 54 is going to cancel out 54 from here. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 54 divided by 2 is 27. So now this will become 3 exponent x plus 2 is equal 1 over 27. So since the base on the left side is 3, we have to try and make the base on the right side to be 3 to a certain exponent that can give us 27. So this will become 3 exponent x plus 2 equal 1 over 3 exponent 3. So 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So right now we can now make this fraction a whole number by changing the positive exponent to a negative exponent. So let's quickly do that. So when we do that, we're going to have 3 exponent 2 plus 2 is equal 3 exponent -3. So we have changed the positive exponent over here to a negative exponent now. So at this point, we have the same base on both sides. We have 3 here, and we also have 3 here. So right now, let's just equate the exponent. So x plus 2 will be equals to -3. So now to isolate x on the left side, we need to subtract 2 from both sides. Subtract 2 from both sides. So plus 2 minus 2 will cancel out, and then -3 minus 2 will give us -5. Therefore, x is equal -5. I hope this is clear. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next is question F. We have 7 times 1/3 exponent x equal 63. So now we can divide both sides by 7. Divide both sides by 7. So 7 is going to cancel out 7 from here. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 63 divided by 7 is 9. So now we have 1/3 exponent x equal 9. So first, let's change this fraction to a whole number by, this 3 is to the power of 1. So we can change that to a negative exponent by writing the base as a whole number. So this will become 3 exponent negative 1 parenthesis exponent x equal, let's also try and make the right side a base of 3 to exponent 2. Yeah, so both of them are now on the same base. So negative 1, we simply multiply this x, and when that happens, this will become 3 exponent negative x equal 3 exponent 2. So you can see we now have the same base on both sides. We have 3 here and we have 3 on the right side. So we can now equate the exponents. So negative x will now be equals to 2. Negative x will now be equals to 2. So we can divide both sides now by negative 1. Divide both sides by negative 1. So this is going to cancel out. And x will be equals to, so remember this is 2. So let it be properly written. This is 2. So put it there. Good. So divide both sides by, divide 2 by negative 1, and finally the answer will become x is equal negative 2. So this is now your final answer to this question. I hope this is clear. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now we are on G. Yeah, this is G. So we have 2 exponent 2 minus 5x equal 4 exponent x. So we have a base of 2 on the left side. So let's also try and make the right side to be a base of 2 to 2. So this will become 2 exponent 2 minus 5x equal 2 exponent 2 x. So now we can distribute these two, use these two to multiply this x, and that is going to give you 2x. So this will become 2 exponent 2x minus 5x equal 2 exponent 2x. So now we have the same base on both sides, 2 and 2. So now we can equate the exponents. So 2 minus 5x is equal to x. So at this point, we can add 5x to both sides. Add 5x to both sides. 5x. So minus 5 plus 5x. We cancel out on the left side. So we are left with 2. And this will be equals to 2x plus 5x is 7x. So we have 7x. So divide both sides now by 7. Divide both sides by 7. So 7 is going to cancel out 7 from here. And finally, x will be equals to 2 over 7. So that is it for this question. I hope it is clear to you. All right, so let's take the next one, question H. So we have 5 exponent x minus 1 equal 1 over 25 exponent x. So recall that we have the base of 5 on the left side. Let's make the base of the denominator 5 to the power of 2. So this will become x minus 1 equal 1 over 5 exponent 2 exponent x. So at this point, we are going to make the exponent of 5, exponent of the denominator negative and change that to a whole number instead of a fraction. So this will become 5 exponent x minus 1 equal. So we are going to write this fraction as a whole number now, 5, and then simply changing the exponent to negative 2, and then the power of x. So now we can distribute these two, use these two to multiply this x, and that's going to give us 5 exponent x minus 1 is equal 5 exponent negative 2x. So at this point we have the same base of 5 on both sides, so we can now equate the exponent. So let's equate the exponent. So this will become x minus 1 equal negative 2x. So all we have to do is to subtract x from both sides. Subtract x from both sides. So x minus x will cancel out, and so now we have negative 1 is equal negative 2x minus x will give us negative 3x. So at this point we can divide both sides by negative 3. Divide both sides by negative 3. Negative 3. So negative 3 is going to cancel out negative 3 from here, and negative is going to cancel out negative from here, and then finally x is equal 1/3. So this is the final answer to this question. I hope this is clear. So let's move on to the next one. All right, next is I. Question I. We have 9 exponent x minus 2 is equal 1/3 3x minus 1. So we have a fraction inside the parentheses, so we are going to change that to a whole number by having a negative exponent of 3. So 3 to a negative exponent. So now over here we have 9. We can simply change this to 3 exponent 2, and this will become x minus 2 equal. So the fraction can now become a whole number by simply changing its exponent to a negative exponent. So negative 1, and put in a parenthesis, and we have 3x minus 1. So now we are going to rewrite this. Just use these two to multiply the whole of this, and use negative 1 to multiply the whole of this. So just put this in parentheses so that you can now distribute 2 into that, and then negative 1 into this. So at this point we're going to have 3 exponents 2 parentheses x minus 2. This is equal 3 exponent negative 1 parentheses 3 minus 1. So now you can see that we have the same base on both sides, so we can now equate the exponents, giving us 2 parentheses x minus 2. This is equal negative 1 parentheses 3 x minus 1. So at this point we can distribute 2 into the content of the parentheses, into this and this, and also negative 1 into 3, and also negative 1. So 2 times x is going to give us 2x, and 2 times negative 2 is going to give us negative 4. So this is equal negative 1 times 3x is going to give us negative 3x, and negative 1 times negative 1 is going to give us positive 1. So now we are going to add 4 to both sides to isolate 2x, so add 4 to both sides. So plus minus 4 plus 4, we cancel out from here, and we're going to have 2x on the left side, and this is equal negative 3x plus 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, so plus 5. So let's also add 3x to both sides. Add 3x to both sides. So we have 3x. So negative 3x plus 3x is going to cancel out from here. And on the left side, we're going to have 2x plus 3x, giving us 5x. 5x is equal 5. So at this point, we can divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. So 5 is going to cancel out 5 from here. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 1 over 1 is 1. Therefore, x is equal 1. So this is the final answer to this question. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so next is J, question J. We have 2 exponent x times 4 exponent 2 minus x equal 8. All right, so what we are going to do here is this. We are going to change 4 to a base of 2 to the power of 2, and change 8 to a base of 2 exponent 3. So when we do that, we're going to have 2 exponent x times 2 exponent 2. Okay, put this in parentheses because this represents 4, and then the exponent become 2 minus x equal 3, no, not 3, 2 exponent 3. So this is 2 exponent 3. Okay, good. So at this point, we can now distribute the whole of this. Let's distribute this into this. So in trying to do that, we just have to first of all put them in parentheses. So this will become 2 exponent x times 2 to the power of 2. Open the parentheses. So you have 2 minus x equal 2 exponent 3. So you recall that the law of exponents, when you have the same base multiplying a base, the same base multiplying and having a different exponent, all you have to do is to add up the exponents. So at this point, the base is 2 times the base of 2 to a different exponent. So this will become 2 exponent x. Okay, the law of multiplication. So you add them up. So this will become 2 exponent 2 x equal 2 exponent 3. Good. So that is it. The law of multiplication. So just add up the exponents because you have the same base. This is 2 and this is 2, and you're multiplying them with different exponents. So add up the exponent. So at this point, we have the same base on both sides. So at this point, we can now equate the exponents. So x plus 2 minus x is now equal 3. So now let's clear the parentheses by distributing these 2 into the content. So this will become x plus 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 times negative x is negative 2x equal 3. So combining like terms. So this is x minus 2x, x minus 2x. That is going to give us minus x equal 3. So now let's subtract 4 from both sides. Minus 4. So 4 minus 4 we cancel out. So now we have minus x is equal 3 minus 4 is going to give us negative 1. So we can divide both sides by negative 1. Negative 1. So negative is going to cancel out negative. Negative is going to cancel out negative. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. So x is now equal 1. So this is the final answer. I hope it is clear. So let's move on to the next one. All right, question K. So we have 3 exponent x plus 1 times 9 exponent negative x is equal 1/3 exponent x plus 1. So what we are going to do is that we are going to change this fraction to a whole number by having a negative exponent, and then change our 9 to a base of 3 to exponent of 2. So this will become 3x plus 1 times 3 exponent 2 negative x equal 3 exponent negative 1 x plus 1. So now let's distribute this. Let's use this to multiply this. So this will give us 3 x plus 1 times 3 exponent negative 2x equal 3 exponent negative 1 parenthesis x plus 1. So now remember that the law of multiplication, when you have the same base with different exponents but multiplying the same base, okay, different exponents, the law of multiplication says you should add up the exponent. So this will become 3 exponent x plus 1 and then plus negative 2x. So you can see now that both of them, the exponent, we are adding them up, and this is equal 3 and then negative 1 x plus 1. So at this point you can see that we have the same base on both sides, so we are going to equate the exponent. So let's equate the exponent. So when we do that, we're going to have x plus 1. Okay, so positive times negative is negative, so minus 2x is equal. Let's distribute this negative 1 into the contents of the parentheses. So negative 1 times x is negative 1 x, and negative 1 times negative 1 times plus 1 is going to give you negative 1. Good. So now let's combine like terms. This is x and this is negative 2x. If you combine both of them, that is going to give you negative x. So we have 1 minus x is equal negative x negative 1. So if we subtract 1 from both sides, minus 1 minus 1. So this is going to cancel out. So now we have negative x is equal negative x minus 2. So now if you subtract x from both sides, add x to both sides, so plus x plus x. So this is going to cancel out, and x plus x is 0 equal -2. So this question has no solution. All right, so that is it for this question. I hope it is clear. It has no solution because x has no value. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right, so finally we have 2 exponent x squared minus 2x equal 8. So now we have a base of 2 on the left side. So we are going to change the right side to a base of 2 to exponent of 3. So this will become 2x squared minus 2x is equal to exponent 3. So at this point, we have the same base on both sides. So let's just equate the exponents. So this will become x squared minus 2x equal 3. So now let's subtract 3 from both sides, minus 3. So plus 3 minus 3 will cancel out. That's going to give you 0 equal -3, negative 2x, and then x squared. So you can see now that we have a quadratic. So this is a quadratic equation. So if you are familiar with quadratic, it will be easier for you to understand what we are about to do. But if you are not familiar with quadratic, I already have made some videos on quadratic, so check my videos and familiarize yourself with the concept of quadratic. So at this point, we just need to get two factors of -3 so that when we add them up, their sum should be -2. Okay, so that is going to be -3 and plus 1. Okay, so -3 times plus 1 is going to give you -3, and the sum of -3 and plus 1 is -2. So once you have found the factors that actually meet up with this, then all you have to do, just add x here, place in parentheses, and also x here in parentheses, and equal 0. So at this point, you need to set them to 0. So x minus 3 is equal 0, and x plus 1 equal 0. So now let's add 3 to both sides over here, plus 3, plus 3. So -3 plus 3 will cancel out, and then 0 plus 3 is 3. So x is equal 3 over here, and over here let's subtract 1 from both sides, -1. So plus 1 minus 1 we cancel out, and then 0 minus 1 will give you -1. So x is equal -1 on this side. Therefore, the final answer would be x equal 3 or -1. So this is a final answer to this question. So you can still check my videos on quadratic so you can actually master the concept. All right, so this is all for part 2 of this series. I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the link with your friends, and also remember to click on the notification button if you have not done so. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in our next video. The next video is going to be the part 3 of this series, so that will be the concluding part of this series. Okay, see you in our next video. Bye bye.